What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to go into, obviously, tomorrow's games. I already went into the Jaguars Chiefs, so if you did not see that video, I put them all on a playlist in order, whether it's a college basketball game or the Super Bowl. And yeah, I like the Chiefs to cover. I went over why in the video, but yeah, I like them. I think it'll be a nice game, but I think they're going to wind up swerving people. Now, I'm going to go into props and things like that because we've been hitting props at a very high rate because it's narratives. So even if we're wrong on the game, we're usually right on the players. But obviously, I wanted people to have at least, a day, and now it's a little less than that. So I want people to have time to be able to pick both games. So even though it's not until tonight, I do like the this game as well, and we'll be doing the Giants-Eagles. So you could look at both sides here, and the reason right off the bat I like the Eagles is you see the Giants are 77.8% against the spread. Now, it's nothing crazy, but you see Dallas finished 72% last year, 68. So for the Giants to finish in the 80s would be very, very unprecedented. Not that it can't happen, it actually did happen in 2016. We had 84, and the year before. So as I said, there are outliers, 82 and 80. Now, the Giants covering certainly wouldn't be crazy. If they were at like 82% right now, then I would probably fade them just on that merit alone. But since they're within historical norms, and while a win would be the highest the team's finished against the spread in a while, it's certainly nothing like we've been seeing in college basketball. And again, I implore you to check out my last college basketball video, only because I understand the playoffs are fun, but every Saturday we clean up with college basketball because there's about 10 to 15 games that just fit great metrics. But I'm not going to be playing that against the spread metric here because the Giants could go to 15-4. So the metric I'm going to be playing, it's not as much a metric as it is a narrative. And this is kind of a contingency game, but my logic is, again, I think the Chiefs cover, and that leaves one game left for the day, and I think that game will be the close game. I think Giants play the Eagles a close game. I don't think they covered either of the first two. That doesn't mean they're going to guarantee cover this time, but I don't think Hurts being, quote, banged up a little bit is going to have people fading Philly. 7.5, they'll probably buy it down to 7. And I just think of these two teams, not only can I see the Giants covering, I think that they're more likely upset. I understand the Jags have the Buffalo, and you have the Jags shooting, and you have that tied in. But I'll tell you why I think the Giants have a better upset possibility. I've gone into this on my last channel. I've went into it on this channel. They are going to force this injury narrative. They've been forcing it. And even things that aren't injuries, like DeMar, that was completely unrelated. They're tying all into an injury loop. To put in perspective, 25% of the NFL teams have a quarterback that has gone the whole year without an injury. So, not that I'm saying the Giants are going to win, but it would just be more fodder for them to talk about if, because of a possible injury, Hurts got bumped. Now you have Lamar, who couldn't do anything because of his, quote, injury. Tua couldn't do anything because of his, quote, injury. On the Eagles side, if it happens to Hurts because of his, quote, injury. So you can see it's not just one team. It's multiple teams. They did it with Russell, but they did it kind of late. But they even were acting like he was hurt. And they've been acting like Trevor Lawrence is hurt. But Hurts is a little more interesting just because of, obviously, of the season he's had. And it would be a huge talking point. They're already talking about targeting him and stuff. Now, I don't think that happens, and the Eagles probably win. But my point is, I would not be shocked if the Giants were to pull off this upset. Another reason, and again, I'm always going to pick the cover, so I'll take the 7.5. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled off the upset because I noticed they've been touting Eli around, and obviously they've been doing it for the Monday Night Football games and now for the playoffs. But they're bringing up a lot of references to him in the playoffs, which I find interesting. And Daniel Jones, I brought it up not too long ago. He actually reminds me a little bit of Steve Young, the way he plays. He wears the number, so I'm not sure if there's any kind of symbolism. But Niners, Giants, I could see. To me, it's indifferent. I'm indifferent because I just don't think the Eagles or the Giants are going to the Super Bowl. So whoever wins this game, I feel like is going to get bounced next week anyway. But I would say of the two games, and the Jags, I have the Chiefs covering the 9. I do like the this one for the underdog, so I'll take the Giants plus 7.5. It's going to be a leg too, so nothing crazy. I just think I wouldn't be shocked if they were to pull it off. And again, it's kind of a contingency. If the Jags wind up being a real close nail biter, then there's probably a better chance this one won't be, and vice versa. Not that it happens all the time. Sometimes you'll get 2 blowouts or 2 close games, but they like to it seems have the one team look really, really strong, and the other team a close game. So I'm hoping we're picking the right combination here. I think we have the right combination, and as I said, I'll go into props for Jags. Just like a quick, like from what I noticed, I like Etienne. I think people will be pounding Lawrence, so I think Etienne could definitely have a good game. I would pick him to go over his yards. And then for the Chiefs, it just never hurts to take Mahomes. I mean, it sounds boring, but I think it's going to be a game where they need Lawrence and Mahomes to kind of have a little bit of a duel. So even if that's what the public expects, the Vegas will make their money. They can still hit their props. So I like the Eagles here, a leg 2. If you watch my last video, then you could just plug it into any of our leg 1 losses. And we already have the Jags as a leg 3. So like I said, it's not the Jags, but the Jags game. We got the Chiefs minus -9. That's a leg 3. So I already went over that, but in case you missed it, you know now. And if there's any updates, I'll definitely go into it. As I said, I went into the Jags live game. It was third quarter, but we were able to get people about 5-1 odds on the Jags upset comeback. And if I see anything, then I'll definitely get a video out going into that. But I'll do the props. But for now, I just want everyone to have my Eagles pick. I know a lot of people have been asking. I think, like I said, I think they are a good team. I think a lot of people are going to be pounding them. And as I said, either teasing, they might. Don't forget, people are just going to do stuff like tease the Chiefs and Eagles, and try and get a quick plus, almost a plus, not plus, but almost even odds. And Vegas knows that. So I do think that's why one of the games won't be a blowout. And I think at the Fox night game, I think Eli will be calling this game. I'm not sure. But it makes sense to me that the Giants win this game. He might be calling the Sunday night game. I'm not sure. But either way, I do like the Giants to cover. I don't take money lines. Overall, spreads just pay better because the money line's nice, but we're barely getting 3-1. So the odds of them winning are just way more minute than, in my opinion, the odds of them covering. So yeah, Giants 7.5 is good. It's your prerogative. You could buy it to 8. It's a weird number, but sure enough, 8 has hit before. It's not like it's never hit. And the Jags 9 is, I think it's fine. I think it might move to 10. People are saying it probably won't, but either way, I like the Chiefs minus 9 on that one. So that's a leg 3 again, which means it's going to be for 4 units. And as I said, all my other plays are the NBA/college video I just did, and that's because there's literally, I think, 11 college plays, and 3 of them are leg 3s because I like the metrics so much. But as far as this, I do think that if you're a Giants fan, you might be a little happy because I think you have a chance here of this upset. And I think they cover just because the public, I don't think they see much in the Giants. I really don't. So a touchdown's not that much. And I think people are more liable to take the Jags with the 9. So I'm just trying to, again, bet against the public. And I think we'll do a good job at that. So take care, everybody, and happy earnings.